What about the concern about biological clock? I mean, isn't this a really real concern about from age 35? That statement about they have Down syndrome, we can find the real statistics. There is that possibility. It's not that high, but there is a possibility. And then also women, as you are older, your biological clock is ticking away, the ability to produce children, and we value children here. And of course, when they become, when they have come into menopause, so on and so forth. What about people who have these fears?
Yeah, the fears are valid. But as you say about the issue of Down syndrome, we have to be sure of the statistics. And about menopause, it's around age 49, not 45. But the Nigerian National Population Policy advises that women should stop bearing children by age 35. That's the policy. Because it said it advised 4 children per woman.
Yeah.
But where the women's groups so disagree is that that same policy that says maximum of age 35 for women goes on to say age 60 for men. And our question is, even if you say there are 4 years gap between a man and a woman at the point of marrying, by the time the woman is 35, the man is just 39. So whom does he have the other children with till he's age 60? And nobody is answering that.
Right.
But be that as it may be, although men too don't get to menopause, when they have children at very old ages, those children to have greater chances of having some deformity.
Why didn't anybody ever bring this up? Yes, that's true. I know about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but the fear is valid, but that's when people want to have children. There are some people who marry for company. They say they don't want children, or they just want 1 or 2 and stop, and they enjoy each other's company. So at that point, you are not worrying yet about menopause or whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and also a little health education here. Menopause is no longer that boogeyman to be feared, because there are many treatments available to women in menopause now that helps to reduce some of the challenges that women have in menopause. And anyway, menopause is not a disease. Even women who are not menopausal, who are pausal, who are just men's, we know the kind of wahala we have in the month. And even for that, there are medications that help you cope with it better. So just as you marry a woman who is not 30, who is not 49 years, and who is not menopausal, but she has PMS, PMT. Guys, do you know what this is? Who knows what this is?
Men who have PMS now.
Do you guys know what this is? Yeah. Oh my goodness. We have to educate the men. That's a different show. You understand? And these are some of the things that women grab, and they are real. Some of it actually needs to be medicated. And it can happen to a girl of 16. You understand? So some of these things are things actually there are solutions for them in the world we live in today. Women have children in their 40s now. Healthy, strong, beautiful children. Sometimes it's even knowing what your challenge is and begin to work towards it before that time. And then as she says, some people maybe they already have children, they don't want children anymore. Or there are people who actually do not want children. They just want companionship at that stage of their life. We don't know. So we're just looking at the fears that people have. So to look at these fears, I like to twist things around like this. Just trick it around a little and look at it from a different perspective. And this is where we are considering real relationships now. That just as human beings, because this person is older or because this person is younger, are these real fears. Where we have real fears, it is true what you have said about the biological clock ticking away. It is true about the possibility of having children who will have challenges. It is also true that older men having children also have the likelihood of having children who will have these difficulties. Also, as older men in their 60s, they are not in their optimum child-raising stage too anymore.
Yes.
They cannot run around. They cannot do the school run. They cannot barb their hair. They cannot carry their children anymore either. So they are also not top-notch parenting material. You know, so those are some of the issues. Are we
Yes.
These are the issues that we're talking about here. You know, I see everybody just looking. You know, everybody's looking at it differently. Let's reconsider this thing. It is true. There's such a thing as hormone replacement therapy for older women, because we also have mothers. I'm a woman, you know, and I'm thinking, okay, it's still far away, but I'm already researching, because excuse me, if there's something I can do about maybe hot flashes and stuff, I will do it. You understand? If it's proven, if it's, you know, scientifically proven that can be done, we will do it to have a better life, whether there's a man in sight or not. You understand? So these are some of the concerns that we can look at so that we can expand our search, our horizon. I think it's a waste in a way if you can only fish in a little pond, when there's a big pond to fit for. One point that a friend of mine made to me once, actually, I thought was very interesting, is that she says she doesn't like to date married men. And she was already in her 40s. And she does not want to date married men. And that makes sense, because at her age, most men at her age would be married, except the ones that are divorced or widowed. You know? And the society actually encourages women not to date older men. Shouldn't we encourage such women to date younger men? If the younger men want to be with them, wouldn't it make you happier if your older sister was with a younger unmarried man, than her age mate who is also married to someone else? Question.
It would actually delight me if she finds love wherever. If it's now with a younger man and it's really love, because at that time she doesn't need anybody to come and exploit her. She's had a lot of hurt to get to that age. She would have tried a couple of times and would have been heartbroken.
It's called you've kissed many frogs.
Exactly, and some have turned into princes and gone to other princesses. You know, so she doesn't need another frog in her life. If he will be that frog that will turn into that prince and would be with her, beautiful. As long as he's not coming to fish and maybe export it somewhere else, because a lot of times that is the fear the older women have.
Because this is what we haven't examined. We've examined the men's fears. We haven't examined the women's fears. You know? I don't like for us to go into that now, because they're telling me that I'm running out. What about women's fear? I know that one of them is that he just wants to use me. He just wants my money.
True.
Or he just wants my whatever. What are the women? Like status. You know?